Hey everyone, it's the founder of Developers Academy, and you are watching Code Hangout episode number 24. In this episode of Code Hangout, I would love to teach you how to create an image scroller effect. It works just like when you tap into a photo in the Twitter, Facebook, or iMessage app. Then you can scroll the image, zoom in, zoom out, scroll it around, and when you rotate the device, when you rotate it, it still works nicely. You can zoom in, zoom out, and scroll the image. Works nicely. Now, what I want you to do right now is go down the link right down below. If you're watching this outside of Developers Academy Code Hangout website, go to the link, download the starter project. When you click into that, it will ask you for your name and email, because as always in every episode of Code Hangout, I have a freebie as a new iOS course for you, to give you that course for free, because I want to continue to talk to you, to teach you more about iOS development. So enter your name and email there so that I can send you the starter project and the course, the iOS course that I promised you for free as a freebie in this episode of Code Hangout. So when you download that, let's go to the computer and do this image scroller effect. Here's our starter project. When you go to the starter project, there's nothing happen really. In the main.storyboard, we just have one single image view controller. It is exactly this class, the image view controller. It is a subclass of UI view controller. And in this UI view controller, we have some of our code that I already prepared for you, and we will fill in the blank, fill in these methods, these private methods, okay? The first one I want you to notice is a variable, a property called var image view UI image view. This image view is the image we want to show, okay? It is a public property, so an internal property, so you can pass it in from other class also. And the next one is a scroll view. The idea behind this is we have a scroll view inside the super view, and inside this scroll view we will have the image view. So with the scroll view, it can be display a very large image or a view that is very large. And what it can do is it can zoom in, zoom out, and scroll things around. And that's why we want to use scroll view. So in this episode, you will learn a lot about scroll view, and also some of the properties in the view that is so beneficial for you later on when you learn more advanced topic in iOS. Okay. The first step, we will need to set up a scroll view with an image view. So let's do this. And as here in this mark, we have a setup scroll view, right? And I have the setup scroll view method. So let's call this method in the view did load. So we call this setup scroll view in the view did load, just like this. Okay. And then let's fill in this setup scroll view method. First, I will instantiate a new instance of the scroll view, and we'll do UIScrollView equals UIScrollView, and we'll use this initializer. We'll have to provide the frame of the scroll view, and this frame in this case we will use the bounds of the super view or the view. Okay, why we want to use the bounds? Well, we want to have the scroll view with the size of exactly the size of the whole screen, or in this case the super view. So we want to use the bounds of the view. Okay, and the bounds has the detail about the origin and the size, the width and the height. Okay. Next, because we are not using auto layout or storyboard to instantiate these UI, I want to set the scroll view dot auto resizing mask. Okay, this one, it determines whether which one, the location or of the scroll view. If you are using auto layout, you have the width and height of the scroll view exactly like the view. Okay, so the auto resizing mask we'll use a set like this, and we have the flexible width with the dot flexible height, and we're done. Next, I want to set the background color of the scroll view to be something like maybe black in the image I show you it is white, but I think using a image, then the background color should be black. Okay, UI color dot black color, and we also want to set the content size of the scroll view, content size, to be something like the image view dot bounds dot size. Okay, so that the content size of the scroll view is the size of the content itself inside the scroll view. And the content in this scroll view, we just want to display this image view. And this image view, we instantiate it in a view.load, and we have an image view with the name from the image with the name of courses, which is this image over here. Okay, we have that image over there. So let's next. We want to add this image view into the scroll view, and then we'll add the scroll view as a subview of the view. So let's do that. We'll do scroll view dot add subview. We'll add the image view into the scroll view, and we also add the view dot add subview, and we'll do scroll view. Okay, that should be good. Next, our next step is to set the zooming properties for the scroll view. Okay, the zooming properties for the scroll view, so that we can zoom in, zoom out the scroll view. Because right now, if we are running this project, let's try and run it. Okay, I'm doing this live here. So if you're watching this live, then it may take some time to run this project. Okay, so if we are running this project right now, we just have a very large image inside the view, inside the scroll view, and we can scroll it around. It's just right out of the box with all the features of a scroll view with something very big. Okay, these are the thumbnails of our courses at Developers Academy. I hope that you will join us someday. Okay, now let's set up the zooming properties for this scroll view. It will be very simple. So in order to do that, we will set the delegate of the scroll view dot delegate to be self, to be this view controller, and then we will implement a method inside of the UIScrollView delegate. Okay, let's implement that, and I want to create an extension of image view controller UI. It will conform to the UIScrollView delegate. Okay, and the method we want to do right now is view for zooming in the scroll view. Okay, with this method we just have to return one view, and the view is what is the view we want to zoom in, zoom out in the scroll view. So let's do that. View for zooming in scroll view, and see that it will return. We will need to return a UI view. In this case, we want to return the self.image view, which is the image inside this scroll view. Okay. Next, we have this method called set zoom scale for this scroll view size. Okay, we have the size of the scroll view, and we want to set the zoom scale. We have things like minimum zoom scale. We have the maximum zoom scale. So we don't want the user to squeeze it too small or zoom it too big. Okay, we can set those things. Let image size equals image view dot bounds dot size. So we have the size of the image. Then I want to have the width scale to be scroll view size dot width. Okay, and this is the width scale, the scale of the width of the scale, the ratio of the width of the scroll view and the image view. Okay, so we'll have that ratio, image view dot width, image size dot width. Okay, and let's do another one called the height scale to be scroll view size dot width dot height over the image size dot height. Okay, now what is the minimum scale of this? Well, we will determine the minimum scale to be either which one is smaller, the width scale or the height scale. So minimum scale to be, we will call this function width scale and height scale. Okay. Next, I want to set up the zooming properties for the scroll view, and we'll do that using scrollView dot minimum zoom scale to be the minimum scale. And how about we'll set the maximum zoom scale to be something like 3.0 to 5.0, okay, so that we can zoom in up to 3x. That should be good. Next, we'll need to call this method set up zoom scale for inside the viewDidLoad method. So let's call that. We'll call set zoom scale for, and here we will have to pass in the scrollView.bounds.size, the size of the scroll view, and we want to set the scrollView.zoom scale to be something like scrollView dot minimum zoom scale. Okay, so right off the back we will set that zoom scale for the scroll view. Okay, now what is this zoom scale? Well, the zoom scale is a property of the scroll view that whenever you set it, the view inside this view, the view that you just returned in this method, it will be zoomed accordingly. So if you return it as 2.0, it will zoom as 2.0. 0.5, it will squeeze down. 3.0, it will blow up. Okay? So that should be good. Now, let's run the project to see how it looks like. Okay? To see if we can actually scroll this image inside the scroll view. Alright, now when you look at this, because we set the zoom for scale for this one, and we'll set that to be the minimum zoom scale, so that this image with the ratio that we set here, with this width scale and the height scale, so that this one it always fits into the screen. Okay, even if it has a very wide image, it will squeeze down to fit the screen. And then in order to use two fingers to zoom in, zoom out in the simulator, you can hold the Option key. Okay, hold the Option key, so you have these two fingers, and then you can zoom in, zoom out like that. Very nice, right? You can zoom in, zoom out like this. Okay, these courses are from Developers Academy. Now, you see, when in the Twitter app or the Facebook app, we have this image, but this image, it is right in the center of the scroll view or the view. It is not like way above there, so we want to make it right in the center. Let's do that, recenter the image. Okay, that is our third step. So center the image within its super view. In this case, the super view of the image is the scroll view, right? Let's do that. First, I will get the scroll view. Let scroll view size to be the scroll view.bounds.size. Okay, and then I want to have the image size, image view size, so that later on we can use it immediately to be image view.bound.size. Pretty good. Next, we want to have the horizontal space. Oops. Okay, you see, if we make this image right in the center like this, you want to have the horizontal space. Okay, this horizontal space, so that the horizontal space, these horizontal space are equal, so we can make it right in the center of the scroll view, right? Right now it is above here, so we want to move it down. Okay, in order to do that, we have to calculate the actually the vertical space and also the horizontal space. Okay, let's horizontal space equals the image size image view size dot width, and we want to check if the width of the image is less than the width of the scroll view. Then we want to return the scroll view size dot width minus the image view size dot width, and we want to divide it by 2.0. Okay, otherwise we will just return 0. Cool. So you can imagine the vertical space is the image view size dot width. Is it less than, actually, height? Is it less than the scroll view size dot height? If it is less than the scroll view size dot height, then we'll return the scroll view size dot height minus the image view size dot height, and we also divide it by 2.0, and otherwise we return 0. Okay, and this one is image view. Now we have the horizontal space, the space above the image, and the vertical space. The vertical space is the space above the image, and the horizontal space of the image. So we want to set that image to be with those spaces. Okay, and in order to do that, we can use the content inset of a scroll view. scrollview.content inset equals to, and this is a UI edge inset, and we have to specify 4 things: top, left, bottom, and the right. Okay, the top is vertical space. I hope that this time I do it right. Left is horizontal space. The bottom is again the vertical space, and the right is horizontal space. Cool. So our next job is just to call this recenter the image in the view that load. So when the view is load, we have that image right in the center. View that load here. Recenter the image. Okay, so here's our project, and what I saw is we didn't have the image right in the center, right? There's something wrong about this. Well, what is wrong is in this recenter image, we have the size of the image to be imageview.bound.size. Okay, what we want here is imageview.frame.size. Why do we want that? Well, when we do the frame.size, it is in respect to the scroll view because it is the super view of the image view, right? So at that time, when we use the image view.frame.size, we have the exact size of the image view, because when the image view is inside the scroll view, right, it will be squeezed up or squeezed down according to the zoom scale. That's why we want to use the frame of the image view, not the bounds of the image view. The bounds of the image view is the original size of the image view. It is that giant, humongous image. Okay, that's why the size of the width and the height of the image view is always greater than the size, width, and height of the scroll view we set it originally. So this one, it returns 0, and all of these things are 0. Okay, so let's run the project again, and hopefully we get it right. Yes. Okay, we have this wonderful image right in center, and when you squeeze it like way inside, zoom in it like this, and we release it, it's snap back. How wonderful is that, right? And we can zoom in like that. Okay, we can do it like this. All right. Now, one other thing I want to show you is when we zoom it like that. Okay, when we zoom in like this. Now, notice one thing. It looks great, but it doesn't fill up the screen. But we can still move the image around. Okay. What happened is when we zoom in like this, we also have to recenter the image once again. So let's do that. And in order to do that, we can use a method inside the UIScrollView delegate. and that is called the scrollView did zoom. Okay, scrollView did zoom, and this one just called the self.recenter the image. Let's run it once again and see how it looks like. Boom. Let's zoom in, and it is strict like that. We cannot move it around. Okay. Cool. All right. Good. Next, what we want to do is we want to have the screen rotation. When we rotate the device, okay, let's try to rotate this device. Now, do it like that. Rotate it. It doesn't look that nice. So let's dealing with screen rotation. Now, in order to do it with screen rotation, we can use a method called view did layout subview, or actually view will layout subview. Okay, view will layout subview, and don't forget to call the super.view will layout subviews. Oops. Okay. First, we want to set the zoom scale for this image scrollView.bounce.size. That should be good. And then we just recenter the image. Okay. Let's run it. Alright, so when the device is rotated and it looks good like that. Cool. Rotate, looks good, right? But now there's one last thing, just one last thing. There's something wrong here. When we zoom in like this and I rotate it, okay, it doesn't look really nice when we zoom in like that, and especially like this. Okay, what we want to do is when we rotate the device, we want to set the zoom scale once again. So we want to check if the scrollView dot zoom scale is less than the scrollView dot minimum zoom scale. Okay, because when we rotate the device, the width and the height is different. We want to make sure that the minimum zoom scale and the zoom scale is in the right order. Then we want to set the zoom scale to be the scrollView dot minimum zoom scale. Just these two lines of code, and then we're good to go. Let's zoom it in. Okay, make it back, and it looks great. I hope that you have been enjoying this video tutorial, this episode of Code Hangout. As always, when you complete this tutorial, if you have any questions, feel free to post it right down below. Share this tutorial with your fellow developers. And when you open your email right now, just like when you download the starter project, you will see another email from me, and inside that email, you'll see a link. Click into that link, goes to the free course that I promised you. Okay, go to that link, go to that free course, enjoy that course I prepare for you. And as always, go out there every single day of your life, learn new things, craft your ideas, and contribute to the world. And I see you in the next Code Hangout.